Today, our lesson is Grammar, Chapter 3, the phrase. We will start on page 54. Participles. Verbals are formed from verbs and are used as adjectives, nouns, or adverbs. One kind of verbal is the participle. A participle is a verb form that can be used as an adjective. Two kinds of participles are present participles and past participles. Examples: smiling, the winner accepted the trophy. Smiling, the present participle, formed the verb smile, modifies the noun winner. The old dented scooter was still reliable. Dented, the past participle, form of the verb dent, modifies the noun scooter. Most participles end in D or ED or ING. Exercise A. Underline the participle in each of the following sentences, then circle the noun it modifies. Example 1. The thrashing winds of the tropical storm damaged our city park. Thrashing is the participle and it modifies winds. Let's do number 1. Our excited meteorologists told us that the storm's name was Clive. Excited is the participle and it modifies meteorologist. Number 2, it was the worst storm in recorded history to reach our town. Recorded is the participle and it modifies history. Exercise B. After each of the following sentences is a verb in parentheses. Revise each sentence by forming a present or past participle and inserting it above the caret next to the noun it modifies. Example: some performers really get an audience cheering. So you're going to use the word inspire, so the sentence should read, some inspired performers really get an audience cheering. Let's do number 11. Long before Elvis and the Beatles, pianists were mesmerizing audiences. You're going to use the word fascinate, and the participle will be fascinating. Long before Elvis and the Beatles, fascinating pianists were mesmerizing audiences. Number 12, among pianist Franz Liszt's fans were half-swooning women. The word here is adore. So your sentence would read, among pianist Frank Liszt's adoring fans were half-swooning women. Page 55, participial phrases. A participial phrase consists of a participle and any modifiers or complements the participle has. The entire phrase is used as an adjective. Examples: donning her mask, the catcher prepared for the big game. The participial phrase modifies the noun catcher. The noun mask is the direct object of the present participle donning. News reported by the tabloids is often fictitious. The participial phrase modifies the noun news. The adverb phrase by the tabloids modifies the past participle reported. Exercise A. In the following sentences, circle the word that each underlined participial phrase modifies and draw an arrow from the participial phrase to the word it modifies. Example: standing at the home plate, Jesus faced the pitcher. Standing at the home plate is the participial phrase and it modifies Jesus. Let's do number 1. This bowl, carved in the hills of Tennessee, is unique. Carved in the hills of Tennessee is the participial phrase and it modifies bowl. Number 2, chopping the carrots quickly, the chef finished the stew. Chopping the carrots quickly is the participial phrase and it modifies chef. Exercise B. Underline each participial phrase once and the word it modifies twice. Example, grown in most countries, the potato is popular. Grown in most countries is the participial phrase and it modifies potato. Let's do number 11. The potato, first cultivated in South America, is a versatile food. First cultivated in South America is the participial phrase and it modifies potato. Number 12. Discovered by the Spanish in Peru, the potato reached Europe in the 1550s. Discovered by the Spanish in Peru is the participial phrase that modifies potato. Page 56. Participles and participial phrases. Verbals are formed from verbs and are used as adjectives, nouns, or adverbs. One kind of verbal is the participle. A participle is a verb form that can be used as an adjective. Two kinds of participles are present participles and past participles. A participial phrase consists of a participle and any modifiers or complements the participle has. The entire phrase is used as an adjective. Examples: eating his cupcake, the toddler sighed happily. The participial phrase modifies the noun toddler. The noun cupcake is the direct object of the present participle eating. Campfires built with your own hands give you a sense of accomplishment. The participial phrase modifies the noun campfires. The adverb phrase with your own hand modifies the past participle built. In the exercise, each of the following sentences contains a participial phrase. Underline the participial phrase once. Then draw an arrow from the participial phrase to the word or words it modifies. Example: everyone has read stories of knights made famous for brave deeds. Made famous for brave deeds is the participial phrase that modifies knights. Let's do number 1. Few people know about the process required to become a knight. Required to become a knight is the participial phrase and it modifies process. Number 2. By the 12th century, a program challenging to both mind and body had been developed. Challenging to both mind and body is the participial phrase that modifies program. Page 57. Gerunds. Verbals are formed from verbs and are used as adjectives, nouns, or adverbs. One kind of verbal is the gerund. A gerund is a verb form that ends in ing and that is used as a noun. Examples: swimming exercises every major muscle. Swimming, formed from the verb swim, is the subject of the verb exercises. Before running, I like to do some stretches. Running, formed from the verb run, is the object of the preposition before. In the following exercise, in the following sentences, underline the gerund. Then tell whether the gerund is a subject, a predicate nominative, a direct object, an indirect object, or an object of a preposition. Example: Mario likes driving best of all sports. Driving is the direct object. Number 1. Swimming, another aquatic sport, demands physical endurance. Swimming is the gerund and is the subject. Number 2. A more leisurely form of exercise is walking. Walking is the gerund and is a predicate nominative. Let's go to page 58. Phrase consists of a gerund and any modifiers or complements the gerund has. The entire phrase is used as a noun. Examples: my grandfather and his friends enjoy swimming at the beach. The gerund phrase is the direct object of the verb enjoy. The growling of the chained dogs made me uneasy. The gerund phrase is the subject of the verb made. In the following exercise, underline the gerund phrase in each of the following sentences. Then identify its function in the sentence by writing above it S for subject, PN for predicate nominative, DO for direct object, or OP for object of a preposition. Example: we eagerly anticipated diving into the icy water. Diving into the icy water is the gerund phrase and it's a direct object. Let's do number 1. Jumping out of airplanes sounds scary to me. Jumping out of airplanes is the gerund phrase and it's the subject. Number 2. Our reason for calling you is to invite you to our graduation. Calling you is the gerund phrase and it's the object of preposition. Number 3. I don't mind shoveling snow once in a while. Shoveling snow once in a while is the gerund phrase and it's the direct object. Number 4. Skidding on wet pavement causes many accidents. Skidding on wet pavement is the gerund phrase and it's the subject. And number 5. You will enjoy meeting Hatem. Meeting Hatem is the gerund phrase and it's the direct object. All right, page 59, let's review gerunds and gerund phrases. A gerund is a verb form that ends in ing and that is used as a noun. A gerund phrase consists of a gerund and any modifiers or complements the gerund has. The entire phrase is used as a noun. Examples: I am responsible for cooking dinner on Tuesdays. The gerund phrase is the object of the preposition for. The adverb phrase on Tuesdays modifies the gerund cooking. Smelling the kitchen aromas always pleases me. The gerund phrase is the subject of the verb pleases. The kitchen aromas is the direct object of smelling. Exercise A. In the following sentences, underline the gerund or gerund phrase. Then identify its function of the sentence by writing above it S for subject, PN for predicate nominative, DO for direct object, or OP for object of a preposition. Example: stargazing is a popular hobby among many people. Stargazing is the gerund and it's the subject. Let's do number 1. Buying a good telescope is a good way to get started. Buying a good telescope is the gerund phrase and it's the subject. Number 2. Also, many colleges have a practice of opening their observatories to the public. Opening their observatories to the public is the gerund phrase and it's the object of the preposition. Number 3. One other helpful activity is studying star charts to learn the layout of the sky. Studying star charts to learn the layout of the sky is the gerund phrase and it's a predicate nominative. Exercise B. Compose 5 sentences of your own using a gerund or gerund phrase in each. Use the verb in parentheses to form the gerund. Underline the gerund or gerund phrase in each sentence. Let's do number 11. This is what I wrote for plant. Planting a garden is another relaxing activity. Planting a garden is the gerund phrase. Number 12, debate. Some gardeners enjoy debating the choice of plants for their beds. Debating the choice of plants for their beds is the gerund phrase. That concludes our lesson for today.